Good morning, Hung.
Good morning, everyone.
I have a quick
Morning.
couple announcements, and then I will turn it over to you. And we would love to have you, Hung, tell us a little bit about you, how you came to be in your current role, and a little bit about the panel. And as folks are joining yesterday in the afternoon, the committee leadership was announced from the State House. And so we will go more into this and sharing in the next sharing the mic, and we'll provide. I can put some things in chat while we're listening to this incredible panel. But the news is that Senator Jason Lewis will continue to be the Senate Chair of Education, and Representative Ken Gordon will now be the House Chair of Education. And so, as we know, Rep. Denise Garlick did not run for re-election, so we knew we were going to get a new chair. And so yesterday it was announced that Rep. Ken Gordon will be the chair. Rep. Gordon was the lead sponsor for the Common Start legislation, which is good news. So he is familiar with the issues. The one thing everybody can do between today and Monday is send a congratulations letter to Representative Gordon. And so we'll put just some information in the chat so you can do that. And it can be as simple as congratulations to your appointment as chair of the Education Committee. We look forward to working with you, period, and get it in the mail. I would maybe do a like a in a real life congratulations, even like a note card. An email is fine, but we know everyone's going to be inundated with he'll be inundated with email right now. So that's the news from the State House. We'll also put a link in. We have kind of posted the PDF on our website, so we can put the link on so folks can see. So now, this morning, we're so excited to have a panel moderated by Hung. And this panel appeared at the Boston Opportunity Agenda Family Engagement Meeting in December of 2024 at the Children's Museum in Boston. So, Hung, I'll turn things over to you, and we're so excited to have everybody with us.
Thanks, Amy. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Huong Vu, and I am the Family Engagement Specialist at the Boys and Girls Club of Dorchester. And the hat that I'm wearing today to lead the panel, the parent partner panel, is the co-chair for the Family Engagement Subcommittee of the Birth to a Collaborative um, with Shu COVID. So I would love to turn over to Shu first to give us a little background about the work of Family Engagement Subcommittee before we start the panel discussion. How do you think, Amy?
I think one more thing, how are you connected to Strategies for Children, Hung?
Oh, yeah, I forgot to to talk about that part. Yes, I am so proud to be a very first member of the Strategy for Children Advocacy Network alumni. I couldn't believe that it's already 3 years, but that role is really like changed my life forever. All right, your turn.
Thanks,
Shoot.
Hung.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Amy, and thank you, Hung. It's a pleasure, an honest privilege and a pleasure to co-chair the Family Engagement Subcommittee with Hung, who has is just an incredible community leader. And I know that everyone today will enjoy hearing from the parent leaders as well. Hung asked me just to share a very brief background for those of you who don't know Boston Opportunity Agenda. I don't know if Aisha Kamaritz Danubia or any of the folks who I know Amy sits on the leadership for the birth date work, and others here do as well. But just to briefly mention that the Boston Opportunity Agenda is really an organization, I think, that is looking across the spectrum, not just early childhood, dedicated to ensuring that all Boston residents have the opportunity to acquire the education they need to find work in the region's knowledge economy and to help them lead secure, fulfilling lives. They have many subcommittees, a lot of great work. But just to briefly state that the Family Engagement Subcommittee, which Hung and I have the pleasure of chairing, that work is to ensure early childhood agencies engage families and caregivers in ways that are culturally and linguistically relevant, building strong relationships that empower parents and caregivers. And this panel is a wonderful demonstration of the importance of parents sitting at the table for key decisions and policies. And so I turn it right back to Hong to lead that off. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Shu. As many of you know, the parent leadership model has recently become the backbone for many organizations across the city. And one of the most important way that the parent can impact the system change is to elevate their family perspective and avoid in decision making about the service coordination and system change. And we are going to have a discussion with three amazing parent leaders who work within the early childhood system initiatives and hear about their parent leader and advocacy journey. So please join me to welcome Bing Jiang, Shareef Smith, and Romelia for the parent leader panel discussion today. I have not seen Shareef yet, but whenever he comes to the room.
I think I just let him in, so he should be here.
Okay, that's awesome.
There he is. Yep, hi, Shareef.
Thanks, Amy. All right, so let's start with Bing first. Can you introduce your name, position, organization, and how you become the parent leader at your organization?
Thank you, Hong. Hi, everybody. My name is Bing Jiang. I'm a parent leader of Family Nurturing Center, Allston, Brighton. So I first get the idea of parent leader as a parent. At that time, I just had my children. I was young, and I was pretty alone in Boston. I don't have my families around. They are all back in China, and I feel like not connected to the community. So I ran into this playgroup actually that happened right next to the gym. And Elaine, our wonderful playgroup coordinator, was leading the playgroup. And I met so many parents there. I connected with them. I get to know so many things in the community. I learned so many activities. And then when I saw new parents came in, some of them, their English is not so great, or sometimes their grandparents who really don't speak any English when they came to the playgroup. Elaine was asking me if I can translate things for them so that they can better communicate. So after a while, Elaine was like, do you want to work for us? And that's how I joined as a parent partner. I would say as a consultant first, then parent partner, a parent leader in the Family Nurturing Center. So that's my journey of how I get to be in this role. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Bing. This is really beautiful story. I would love to turn over to the only dad from the panel today, Shareef. Do you mind to come unmute and introduce yourself and tell us about your parent leader journey, how you start that position?
Yes, indeed. Good morning, only dad. I got to represent for the fathers, it's all good. It's just similar to my parenting journey. It's usually I'm in a room full of women and I'll be like the only dad, but it's all good. I love women. I love sharing laughter with you, and to poke fun at you, you poke fun at me. It's pretty cool. But my parenting journey started, me and Journey and Romelia, me, Bing, and Romelia kind of been on the same path and trajectory. But I was in a wonderful relationship with this lovely young woman, and we had a set of twins. Their birthdays coming up March 9th, and all of their birthdays literally on the same day. I don't know how I did that, but it happened. So happy birthday, girls. And after a while, my daughter's mom was going through a little postpartum after the birth and all that stuff. Postpartum could last up to 4 years in severe cases. So if you know anyone going through postpartum, please tell them to get therapy. And during that time, I loved education. And so I joined, my sister said, well, why don't you do a parenting group? I was like, what is all that about? I'm an athlete, so I didn't know this type of stuff. I just go to the basketball court and beat up on dads and, have fun. And then they sent me to the family, the Home of Little Wanderers, and they pointed me to the Family Nurturing Center. And I took a Nurturing Fathers program. And then I met this wonderful guy named John O'Neill, and he facilitated my first group. And it was like, wow, this is a lot of good information here, and I want to continue the journey on. And it really kind of opened me up to the parenthood, fatherhood, families, and everything like that. and my daughters kind of continued to Crispus went to preschool at Crispus Attucks, and it was a lovely young lady named Melissa. Hopefully, she's in this room today, and she gave me a little pamphlet, and it said "Join the Power of Parenting Program," and that was the family part of it. And I did the Power of Parenting journey, and wonderful facilitator named Miss Yvette, and she really kind of broke it down. So with Yvette and John O'Neill just doing the whole family thing, I really, saved my family, healed my family, used the strategies on temperaments, et cetera, and really put my family together. And now they're growing and they're 8 years old. So that was my parenting journey. It's been a beautiful experience.
Thanks, Shareef. I'm never tired of hearing your story. Even this is the third time. Would love to turn over to Romelia. Can you please tell us about your story?
Good morning, everyone.
Morning,
My name is Romelia Webb. I actually grew up in a family that worked in the community. My grandmother was a really intricate part in our community. She would volunteer us for every community event to help out. But in 2012, I started working at Nursery Learning Lab with Lauren Morse, doing the Living It Up in JP program. We did that program for many years. It also is the reason why I went and got my early childhood education certificates and degrees. And the rest is history. And I have 5 beautiful children, 16 to age 2. My youngest will be 2 next month, March 19th. And I've just been working in the community, working with families, and just helping families with whatever they need.
Thanks, Romelia. You always tell us that you are not a really good presenter, but all the work that you do is you tell us about your amazing leadership. So turn over to Bing. Bing, can you tell us about how being a parent leader is really impact you in the personally and professionally way?
Thank you, Han. So, as I said, I feel lonely when I first get my kids because I don't have community around me. I don't have families around me. So being in this role really helped me gain so many connections in the community. And then from what I get from the other parents and I give them out to other parents, help them. My husband always asks me, why are you so eager to help all the other new moms? I said, because that's what I went through. And I don't want them to struggle. I want to help them. I want them to feel the help that I got. Also, it helped me understand so much more about my children. As a new mom, you don't really know many things about having kids. Everybody assumes that it will come to you naturally. No, it doesn't. You have to read books, you have to learn things, but even that is not enough because every kid is so different. There will always be so many things you don't know. So learning all these things about children development through my professional, things, it really helped me a lot. And also I gained so many skills through my role. Like I never thought I would be making posters and newsletters, but here I am. There's so many things that I wouldn't think I would do, but I learned it through this journey. And I never saw like I would be running a play group, but again, something that I learned. I would say there are so many skills that I gained, and also a lot of things from my background. Like I know there are other parents who are from the immigration background, they're struggling too. So we organize a lot of cultural events every year to unite those people and like make these moms and dads and other grandparents, they all come together. It is such a beautiful thing. So I would say, in both aspects, this role really helped me a lot and grew a lot through the years.
Yeah, we're so proud of you, Bing. I see like a chat just come up on my screen that, yes, we're so proud that you are a part of our Boston Farm Engagement Network team. I know when you come to the role as a parent leader, you bring so much of lived experience, wisdom, and knowledge to the field. But I'm going to ask you in a reverse way. So what skill do you learn when you work as a parent leader? So start with Shareef first, and then go to Romelia right away.
So, some of the skills that I learned as a parent leader was once I graduated the class of the Nurturing Fathers class, I took the training. They started giving me a whole bunch of trainings, like just like a whole list. Shareef, you make sure you show up. I'm like, man, I kind of like it's all this, and so I became a facilitator for the Nurturing Fathers program. And we just had a graduation, which was it was nice, good turnout, and I gave the dads each piece of paper on the last day of classes. On the paper, it read, I will not let the distractions of my life stop me from what really matters, at least not for today. So what really matters is, as a parent leader, taking the training and continuing to inspire other parents to be a better parent, because you have a baby and it's lit and sitting in the bassinet and you don't even know how to wash the baby. You're like looking at the mom, like, what do we do? And I took the play group training as long as just like Bing. So I used to run around and hang with the kiddos and help get them ready for kindergarten. Those were some fun times. And you could see the parents, they're nervous. And the play groups is where they start to talk to you, share what they are afraid to talk to other people. So as a family resource center, you're like a agent of change. They really come to you and you really have to be a real leader and inspire them. Even if you don't want to do it, those quiet conversations really help parents out. So those training, I took ASQ trainings to really see where my children was at. That helped me to get them. One of my daughters has autism, and so we got her IEP set up at like 3 years old, real early. Some kids don't get that until they're like 14. It's so sad. Just a whole bunch of education training, family first. What's the other group organization? Children's Trust used to have a training every Friday. So when I'll be off on Friday, similar like tomorrow, I would just take a little class, and I just working with the parents and the professionals and the teachers. They just kind of help me to, whatever. I take a little bit from each organization and I put it into the dads and the parents and really help them to be better parents of themselves. If that makes sense.
That's awesome. Thanks, Shareef and Romelia.
I would say you learn so much working with families. I've learned patience. I've learned being very flexible. I've learned that sometimes you just need a moment to just cry. I've worked with so many families throughout the years that there's so many different things I've learned from them. And sometimes you just need a day where you just need a vent day. I've been through so many trainings. I've done the breakthrough parenting training. with Demetrius Rogers at the Family Nurturing Center. I've done 14 parenting programs just to be the parent I am today. Thanks to Families First. And I have a range of children from ages 2 to 17 now. So, and I live in a blended family. So there's a lot of things that you learn from lived experiences, but there's also a lot of things you learn from being boots on the ground, working behind the scenes with families.
Thanks, Romelia. So let's go off the script a little bit. I will skip the last question since you all share a lot of your advocacy accomplishment. So in the room today, there are so many advocates for the early childhood, and we all have the big dream and hope for better future for our children. So the last word that you have for all of the advocates in the room today. So start with Romelia.
Let's see. I have been a part of the Living It Up in JP program. I have been to the Parent Leadership Network in Baltimore, where I spoke to a lot of people. I have been to the Baltimore, to the AZA conference in Maryland. I am currently sitting on the branding and marketing team for Boston Public Schools in the city of Boston. I have worked with Franklin Park Zoo and Boston Public Schools to have play groups at the zoo. I work in so many different organizations and sessions of working with families that I sometimes need help remembering what I do. So yes. And I'm pretty sure I forgot some things. Shareef and Bing will tell you that I'm not one to talk about myself. So, but yeah, I love working with families, and it's not a job to me.
Thanks,
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah. I don't want to keep you on because we still have a very last minute for the call. So let's go to the Bing and Shareef to share real briefly about, do you have any words for the advocates who sit in your room today?
Not so much, but I do want to mention I have been using so much of my background into this, not only the cultural background, but I have a STEAM degree, so I've been doing STEAM play group for kids, which is so wonderful that I'm so happy about. So and I've been doing work with United Ways because I'm interested in early childhood screening. So all of those works are so important. And Romelia is a wonderful speaker, so don't say that. And yeah, and that's pretty much it. I would thank you so much for listening.
Thanks, Bing and Shareef.
Yeah, last thing I want to share is that, in regards to the advocacy piece, there was a dad who kept getting railroaded in court, and he had no support. So after he came to our program and he graduated, and this guy was a fighter, and I went to court with him, and it was the lawyer from the opposing team. It's like, he's not supposed to be in here. Get him out of here. I was suited and booted. He didn't know who he was. I was, and I left the courtroom, but there was a rumbling when I left. I heard it. The judge was telling da. Long story short, after that happened, the dad came backstairs and he's like, the judge said, whenever you want to come in here, you need to come in here and you stay here, I said, okay. We went back to court another month later. he got his kid back. He got full custody. I stayed in court. We prepped his caseworker and everything. And I just saw the little tyke last month, and he's like 6 years old now. And he's out there in the world doing his thing with his dad. And his dad see me, Shareef, what's up, man? So that's the advocacy piece. And we did a 82-page strategic sharing document for the Department of Children and Families. It was a 2-year project, and they would just had a whole bunch of parents, professionals, and they would just ask us questions. How could the department work better with dads? And it was intense. A lot of stuff that got aired out that can't get aired out, without the political correctness. I was a part of that. So if that document's out there, please read it. It might be beneficial to your organization. And the last thing I'll share is that I do foster care reviews. So in regards to the decision making, a lot of those children are in my community. I either know them directly or indirectly. And so I help them wherever that family's at. The best part of that advocacy piece is having a child get either reunited with his parents, biological, or with another family that's healthy and for that child. And to see that kid grow and thrive, I know if I have a small piece of that journey, I'm proud of that. That's my advocacy. And I love working with families. You all have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Shareef, to wrap up our panel discussions in a really beautiful way. And thanks again for being Shareef and Romelia for amplifying the voices of community advocates for family needs and guiding a lot of organizations out there in the community. And I hope the story that they shared today is really inspired in the way that we empower parents and provide them a supportive platform so that they all feel that they welcome to join us to really share their valuable expertise and wisdom and knowledge, and also inspired about why we're doing this work in the early education field, why we're doing the family engagement. And we'd love to turn over to Amy to see if we have any questions for three of them.
I think we have so much love and appreciation in the chat. So thanks to the 9:30 callers for sharing that. I'll send you the chat, Hung, so you can share it out with the panel. Just really want to appreciate, we often say that we get the inspiration we didn't know that we needed on the 9:30 call, and that is certainly true this morning. I really want to thank Bing, Romelia, and Shareef for joining us. And we all know that we have to practice speaking, and this is another opportunity to do that. And I'm sure you'll have other opportunities to do that in the future. You're always welcome back here in the 9:30 call. If you ever need to share information or get feedback, please consider this an open invitation. And just want to close by thanking Hung, and it's just making our hearts so excited to see you in this incredible role, to see you moderate this panel and all the work that you're doing. That first cohort of every cohort of the Advocacy Network has changed us as well. And just want to thank you for organizing this. It's not easy to find a date that works for 4 people to be on a panel. So we really appreciate that. We'll send you the chat. And just want to thank everybody for joining us. This week has been incredible. We've had the first year legislator meet and greet. We've heard from Marty Walls. We're going to start a document of kind of follow-up resources that Marty shared with us. And then next week on the call, we're going to start again on Monday with the first year meet and greet. Then we're going to hear from Aisha Rodriguez, who's working in family engagement at the Department of Early Education and Care. Then we're going to hear from a team that's working on with EEC Developer Workforce Pathways, and then we're going to hear from the Commonwealth Corporation next Thursday. And we know that March is also the month when we will acknowledge and celebrate the 5-year anniversary of the 9:30 call. So starting on the call on Monday, we'll be telling you a lot more about how you can help us join in the celebration. Let's all take a deep breath and go get it today. Thank you so much for joining us. And the recording will also be available on our YouTube channel, so you can watch it and share it there. Thank you for joining us. Have a great weekend and take good care. Thank you.